everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Old Boy. The original, I guess, right? So this is the original. It's actually on Netflix, and I've seen it again and again. Like, this is the best movie of all time. Now, I think it's the same name, Jeff Brolin's one, which is really good, but this is I believe the Korean version. After being kidnapped and imprisoned for 15 years, Oh Dae-soo is released only to find he must find his captor in 5 days. So it is 8.3 on IMDb, 626,352 people. I didn't know there was that many people that watch Netflix. No, but you know, Park Chan-wook is the director. I thought it was a different name that I would recognize, but anyway. So it's on Netflix. I don't know what language is spoken. I'm sure it's Korean, yeah. It's a Korean-based film, so I don't know if it's going to be dubbed or what on Netflix, but hour and 59 minutes long. It's about time I watch it. Like I said, I've seen the Brolin one, and I remember what that was. I kind of like that one, so let's see. I'm finally getting back to the original. Stick around. I'll let you know what I think. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Old Boy, and you know what, I really, honestly, I don't know when the Josh Brolin one came out, a couple years ago, right? And I remember enjoying it. I didn't even look it up, but I don't remember what I just watched. You know what I mean? Like, I have no idea. There's the postcard killings. I don't know if I remember seeing that anyway. Sorry, jumping around. That's the credits are up, you know, so in Netflix it jumps to the next movie. But none of that rings a bell. I mean, yes, the plot line, which I'll share if you haven't seen it or not aware of it, you know, basically this man is locked up for 15 years, like in an apartment kind of room or hotel room for 15 years. He's locked in there with no contact except for the person who kind of brings him food kind of through the door. And they kind of show it, you know, what happens. He just gets kidnapped and locked away for 15 years. And then after 15 years, he's let go. And, you know, and this is all in IMDb, but, you know, a little bit more detail. So he's let go, and so now he's out in the free world, kind of, and stumbling around. And then he comes to the point where it's like, I got to find out what happened. Like, why was I, you know, locked up for 15 years? Who did it? All that kind of stuff. And then he meets a girl, you know, at a sushi place, and you know, they start kind of working together, and that's your whole plot line. It's 2 hours of that, and so you know, he's putting the pieces of the puzzles together. It doesn't seem like it's that hard of a puzzle, you know, almost that it's like supposed to. But yeah, he's trying to figure out who did it and then the why and all that stuff. So cool fight scenes because he trains himself for 15 years, and so, you know, he's kind of like a one-man soldier going through everything. And and I might have said this in the beginning, I wasn't sure if it was subtitles or if it was dubbed. This is subtitles, you know. So anyway, so yeah, there you go. That's the plot of the movie. Extremely well done. I do feel I had to rewind a couple times to catch up on reading, you know, so that kind of takes away a little bit of it for me. But you know, and there's some other things that I'll talk a little bit more about that I think would have made it a little bit, you know, better. But it was really good. I understand why people enjoy this film. It keeps you engaged the entire movie, right? There's a lot going on, and you're trying to make sure you get it, take it all in, but you're fully, you know, interested in and emotionally tied to everything. So, and then, you know, when we get down the path of like, okay, when are we going to find this all out and what's happening, and so when that moment comes, really changes your perspective on the entire film. I do have a question that I might have missed, and I don't want to say it. I won't say it now. I will say it in the spoiler side of things, just in case. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but it is early in the film that they mentioned something, and I might have missed it. But anyway, so yeah, really good film. I understand why people love it a lot. definitely interesting, and it made me more interested to go see the other one with Josh Brolin. Anyway, I have to talk a little bit more openly about it. So spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. They say he had his daughter and he had a wife and he killed his wife. I think that's what they're implying early on, and I missed that part of the. Well, what happened? Like the girl he befriends goes into the one place and says, "Oh, the daughter called here sometime, but they still haven't found him. Is he still out there?" Insinuating that he was responsible for the murder of that. And I don't understand what all that. Like, what did I miss? Like, I thought that was going to be something. And maybe they did say it and I just missed it, but I don't know. I mean, I get it becomes a, kind of a big piece, but I don't know. I don't know what happened there. So, unless it's, part of what had happened. But I mean, so, what an incredible ending and like what somebody did for just one guy starting a rumor. You know what I mean? Like, I get it, it led to a lot more, but, when you see it in what he said, wow. I mean, 15 years is a lot, but then what he ends up doing, in addition to that, is just, whoa. I mean, and so that's crazy. And how did that guy get so rich? Where did all his money come from to allow him to do these kinds of things? But, so that obviously that was probably the best part of the movie, that whole unveiling of all of that kind of stuff that had happened, although it's really weird and uncomfortable, but that's cool because it's new and it's different and whatever. But yeah, the whole wife thing. But there was one other thing that anyway, dang it, I lost it. The whole unveiling, what it was to do something like that for somebody for 15 years, I forget. I thought Dong-soo, or whatever his name was, I think he overreacted at the end, and I thought, well, maybe he's still hypnotized, acting like the dog and stuff like that. I was like, I mean, I get it, you want to do everything you can to keep her from finding out what really happened, but that's not really my point. But I thought that was a little, so what I thought maybe could have been a little bit better was a little bit more flashbacks, heading throughout the movie. Like, it seemed like, the whole movie was the hunt to figure it out, right? The find all this out. And then we get to the end where we start to, unravel everything. And I think, some more of the old boys, them in school, you know what I mean? Just that kind of thing. Like, just a little bit here and there to kind of build on that, I think would have been more impactful. As maybe they start out as whatever, and because they come in and the only thing you see is the day he's transferring out. He has a very significant day in the entire movie, but it's the only day you see in a flashback. It's like, I don't know. And then they would start talking about, like, we're old boys, and he starts singing the song and whatever their mascot was, whatever. But that really wasn't alluded to a lot throughout the rest of the movie, unless, again, that's something I missed, but I don't think so. Not saying I want the movie to be longer. I think the runtime in the movie is fine, but I think you could have slipped a little bit more of that in there to just build on that, like, somehow, like how he met his friend that, like that he was friends with because they were there, and all that, walking through the classrooms. It doesn't have to be a lot, but just a little bit more to make that a little more of a connection at the end. I think would have made a little bit better. That, always hypercritical on the films that I like. So there you go. Wanted to share that with you. I'm glad I thought of it. So if you stuck around as I was going through my mental hiccups, I appreciate it. All right, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.